Namaskar friends. First of all, I would like to show my gratitude for you guys for subscribing to my paid membership on my YouTube channel. This kind of gesture definitely motivate, encourage creators like me to do more research and come up with some exclusive content for my members. So guys, in this video we will have our discussion from the science of numerology, a very important concept of your mobile number. Like the way guys, numbers are influencing us all the time. The way a palmist try to understand the planetary influence in your life through checking your palm lines, the way an astrologer try to look at the planetary influence in your life through your astrological chart, same way a numerologist try to understand the planetary vibrations in your life through the scrutinization of your important numbers. This could be your date of birth number, this could be your life path number, this could be your name number vibration. Same way the mobile number also plays a very important role. Definitely guys, in today's day and age, all what matters is our professional business identity is our visiting card. It's our email ID, it's our mobile number. So your mobile number definitely has to be in synchronicity with your own personal vibration. And what is the technique, what is the principles which any numerologist follow in order to kind of recommend someone any right set of mobile number? That is something which we will try to understand in this video through the principles of numerology. So guys, to begin with, I will be assuming this thing that all of you guys must be knowing little bit about the basic traits of the numbers. Like the way, for example, number 1 is connected with the sun, which tells about communication, ego, recognition. Number 2 is connected with moon, which tells about spirituality, diplomacy, partnership, collaboration, creative talents. Number 3 is connected with the planet Jupiter, which tells about knowledge, teaching, training, wisdom, expansion, growth. Number 4 is connected with Rahu, which is a number of obsession, hard work, practicality, discipline, meticulous approach. Number 5 is connected with the planet Mercury, which is a very balancing number of business acumen, talents, travels, friendship. Number 6 is connected with the planet Venus, which is a number of relationship, harmony, luxury, grace, domestic life. Number 7 is connected with Ketu, which is a number of extremities, which is a number of perfection, research, analysis. Number 8 is connected with the planet Saturn, which is a number of hard work, discipline, which controls over the masses. Number 9 is connected with the planet Mars, which is connected with philanthropy, humanitarianism, and all the Martian fearless qualities. Now guys, before we will jump into our today's discussion, you also need to understand little bit about your name number vibration as well. Like the way there has always been this debate over the numerologist community as well, that while deciphering someone's name, whether we shall follow there are like only two most popular techniques or methods which are used. Whether shall we go for the Pythagorean system or whether shall we go with the Chaldean system, to which guys my own personal observation is that Pythagorean calculation of your name can just give you this answer about the mechanical energy vibration operating over you. But when we calculate your name number vibration from the Chaldean system, over there you get to know the magic, miracle or spark hidden within your name. Even if you will take up the case of Taylor Swift, so if you will calculate her name from the Pythagorean system, over there you will get to know that okay, from the Pythagorean calculation basis, the chart which is there on the right side of the slide, you will get to know that her name will give you the number 6, which definitely tells about this is what her personality is, this is what her like her persona, her identity is of a musician, of a celebrity, of an artist. But when we talk about out of so many ocean of the stars and artists and musician, why there is so much kind of obsession around the world, amongst the people, amongst the crowd for her. So if you will calculate her name from the Chaldean, over there you will get the energy of the number 4. So this is what the magic miracle is there in her name. So if I were to recommend you, I will still say the same thing, that if you will calculate your own name as well from the Pythagorean system, it will just tell you about okay, this is what it is. But the hidden spark, that X factor is something which you get to know only if you will calculate the same name from the Chaldean. Now guys, after this there's one more thing which you need to know before we will jump into our today's discussion, which is about knowing your how to calculate the Loshu grid. So guys, I have already made a video on the Loshu grid as well, like the way this whole calculation of the Loshu grid came into existence. In China there was a province where there used to be lot many flood which used to come, and then this emperor, he spotted one tortoise with a specific pattern on his back, and which led to this discovery of some magical encrypted numbers. So that number and those pattern was this Loshu grid only, as you can see over here. So on the top horizontal you will find the energy of 492, then the second row will have 357, and the bottom row will have the vibration of the 816. Now how to put it in any kind of Loshu grid? That is very simple. Let's take up the example of someone who is born on the December 27th 1965. So guys, all what you have to do is that you have to write all the letters on the corresponding spaces allotted in a Loshu grid. So for example, the top left will always be the space allotted to the 4. On the bottom right, the slot, that kind of square is specifically attached to number 6. So you have to write and allot all these numbers in the date of birth on the respective boxes. After that you have to add certain more numbers, out of which the very first is the Kuwa number vibration. Now Kuwa number in numerology is seen as the hidden universal blessing. So how to calculate the Kuwa number? That is very simple. In your birth year, like for example in this reference chart, the person is born on the 1965. So you have to make a sum total of the birth year only. So 1 plus 9 plus 6 plus 5 will give 21. 2 plus 1 is 3. So if you have to calculate the Kuwa number for a male, then you have to subtract this resulting number from the 11. If you are calculating the Kuwa number for a female, then you have to add this resulting number with the 4. So that will give you the Kuwa number. So the way you have previously written and put all the numbers in the date of birth in the Loshu grid, now you have to place the Kuwa number over there as well, and then you have to put the birth date vibration individually and the life path number vibration in the Loshu grid as well. So for example, the birth date number vibration you only have to put only if it is going to be a number which is more than the number 10. So for example, someone who is born on the 11th of any month, 11th, 12th, 13th, reaching till 30th or 31st, then only you have to write it again. Otherwise, if the person is born on the 9th, on the 8th, on the 7th, then you do not have to write it again, because you have already placed the whole numbers of your date of birth already in the Loshu grid. So the person in this case is born on the 27th. So that means it is more than the number 10. So that means we have to 2 plus 7 is 9. We have to write that letter, this number again, and the whole sum total of the complete date of birth, which is 27th December 1965. The whole sum total of that comes out to number 6. So after putting the date of birth in the Loshu grid, you have to separately put the Moolank, the date of birth vibration, only if it is more than any number which is more than the either number 11, from number 11 till 31st, any number if it is there, then you have to write it again. If it is a date of birth from 1st of any month till the 10th, then you do not have to write it again. So just because it is 27th, so it means we have to write 2 plus 7 is 9, we have to write it again. Life path number is 6, we have to write it again, and we already placed the Kuwa number 8 over there. So this is what about the Loshu grid which you should know. So what we get to know from this Loshu grid calculation is that this person in this date of birth has got a missing number of the 4 and the 3. So these two kind of squares in the Loshu grid are empty. These two are the missing numbers. Okay, after this, now we will shift our discussion to today's discussion, which is about the mobile numerology. So like the way guys, I already explained this thing that mobile numerology becomes very important, because these days more than you is the vibration of your contact details which gets spread around, like in majority of the hoardings, majority of the visiting cards. All what matters is your contact details. So for all those businesses where they are straight away dealing with, like whether you are operating on a business to business model or business to consumer model, B2C or B2B model, somehow your mobile number creates that vibration. It actually creates that aura around your business, around your brand image, around your offering. So the right correct vibration of your mobile number is very much essential in today's time of hardcore competition. So guys, the very first slide, if you will look at over here, is that it's about when you have to do the mobile numerology balancing for someone. So the very first thing is you have to first understand the need of the person. So for example, there could be two different cases. For example, the need could be personal as well, it could be professional as well. So if any client has come to you and he wants his mobile number to be corrected, so you have to first ask that person for what purpose you need it for. So for example, I will give you a simple example. This person has a business of liquor store. So that means the minute we get to know about the liquor store, we get to know about casino, gambling, any of these businesses, we get to know that, okay, the vibration of number 4 being ruled by Rahu, vibration of number 8 being ruled by the Saturn could be favorable for this person. We get this little bit hint about it. This is what about this person's profession is, demand and need of his profession is. But if you ask about the personal inclination of this person, then this person might give you this answer that all what I want is acceptability in my family. I've got a big family, so many cousins and all, and I want everyone to love me. I want that togetherness in my family. Then over there, the vibration of number 6 might be much more helpful for him. So whenever you're doing a mobile numerology balancing for someone, understanding the need of that person first of all becomes very important, like that number, because when we are talking about big businesses and all, big CEOs and all, you will definitely come across lot many people who might be using two separate numbers, one for their personal use, one for their professional business usage. Now guys, the very first point in the rule book of mobile number balancing is you do not have to use the country code. So whenever you are doing it for someone, this could be doing it for someone who is in India, the country code could be +91, this could be +1 in Canada or whatever it is. Country code should not be used. That's the rule number 1. Rule number 2 is that in the science of mobile numerology guys, the energy of like the numbers around which you have to be very careful are number 2 being ruled by the moon, number 4 being ruled by Rahu, number 8 ruled by Saturn, number 7 ruled by Ketu. Now what makes me say that? So understand this thing. We know this thing that the vibration of the number 2 is very unstable, it's very fickle. Number 4 is the number of Rahu, which in lot many cases might also attract the attention from the investigation agencies, auditing agency, too much of the rivalry, too much of the competition. Number 8 is a vibration of Saturn, which does not suit everyone, because 8 is a number of tests and trials, judgment. It slows down the progress as well. And number 7 is again the energy of the Ketu, which is very extreme energy. So you have to be very careful around the frequency of the number 2, number 4, number 8 and number 7. In which order, in which pattern, I will tell you very soon. Now, the vibration of which numbers in mobile numerology vibration balancing is considered as good. So those are the vibrations of the number 1 being ruled by the planet Sun, which represents communication, which represents your recognition and fame. Number 3, which is being ruled by the planet Jupiter, which is a good number for teaching, training, wisdom, that sort of positivity around you. Number 6, which is a number of like camaraderie, friendliness, luxury, enjoyment, that larger than size kind of image of yours. And number 9, which is the energy of control, fearlessness, confidence and all, being seen as someone who's very philanthropic, very humanitarian. So this energy is considered as good. So 2, 4, 8, 7 is a kind of a very energy where you have to be very careful. All time good is the 1, 3, 6 and 9. And when we talk about the number 4, the more it is, the better it is. It is like a sign, a number, vibration which balances out everything, which is a vibration of adaptability, friendliness, business acumen. So it is considered as a good vibration. The more it is, the better it is. Now guys, the rule number 3 is that, see, sum total of complete mobile number should not be NT to your birth date or life path number. So what do I mean by that? Let's say for example, if your mobile number is like this, could be 604 404 3156, make a sum total of that, and the resulting number, let's say for example, if it comes out to be number 6. Now you have to see in the table of the number 6, we know this thing that 6, the only vibration of the number it is not very friendly towards is the number 2. So that means or let's say for example, which all numbers considered 6 as its enemy. So if you will see in this table, number 2 sees number 6 as a non-friend, number 3 also sees it as an enemy or a non-friend, number 9 also sees number 6 as a non-friend. So that means if this is what your birth date vibration is, this is what your moolank is, your mobile number should not be concluding or summing up to this number. So guys, understand this thing, like the way I've written this thing, that your sum total of your complete mobile numbers should not be inimical towards your birth date or life path number. So definitely you might have a case that your birth date, you are born on the 1st, but if you will make a sum total of the complete date of birth, that might be giving you the number 8. So there is a kind of an enmity in your date of birth and life path number in itself. So generally we say this thing that first preference should be given to your birth date, to your moolank. So the sum total of your complete mobile number should not be NT. The win-win situation is to both the birth date or life path, but at least if you were to pick and give more importance to someone, more preference, priority to someone, so the complete sum total of your mobile number should not be NT to your birth date number vibration. Now guys, the rule number 4 is that, see, now over here, some people say the last 5 numbers and some people say the last 4 numbers. I would say that it is much difficult to find this rule getting applicable in all the last 5 numbers. If that is not possible, at least the last 3 numbers of your complete mobile number, over there you have to apply this principle that last 5 numbers, if not possible, at least the last 3 numbers should be progressive or in ascending order. So like the way I give this example, 604 404 3156. So in the last 3 numbers of this mobile number, you will see 156. They're in a progressive number from 1, then there is 5, then there is 6. So that means your last 5 numbers, or at least last 3 numbers in your mobile number, should be progressive or in ascending order. So like the way in this reference example, 3, 5, 7, 8, 9, they are in a ascending order, is good in a mobile number, but 9, 5, 3, 2, 1 is not good because it is descending in the sequence. Now guys, the rule number 5 is that importance of the number 0. So in the science of numerology and even in the mobile numerology, 0 is seen as a vacuum number. So that means when we talk about the 3 rules for 0, its application in the mobile number is, number first is, if it comes in between same number like 404, then it should be considered as 444. So for example, if you have to see 606, 505, 303. So what we have been taught in our classes is that at Bharatiya Vidya Bhavan, that it will be seen as like 0 is kind of getting camouflaged like the vibration of the same number which is preceding it and which is following it. So 404 might be studied and it will create the energy of equivalent to 444. 303 will generate the effect, manifest the energy of 333. So that is one thing which you should be very mindful about. Rule number 2 around the zeros, that it should not come in between the anti numbers. Like the way guys in the previous slide over where we saw about the in numerology, the friendship chart, friendship and enmity between the numbers as well. So over here as well, if you can see that like 1 and 8 is considered as the anti numbers. So 0 should not be coming in between the anti numbers. Like 1 and 8 are anti, so 108 in your mobile number is no good. 3 and 6 are considered as anti number, so 306 is not considered as good. What is considered as good? If 0 is coming in between two friendly numbers, like the way it's good in between the friendly numbers, like 407 is considered as good. 109 will be considered as good. And also in the science of mobile numerology, there should not be 0 at the last slot of your mobile number. Your mobile number should not end on a 0. Now guys, after that, the rule number 6 is that although in many countries first number, like even in India, many telecom operators, their first number, like it generally starts like starts with either a 9 or an 8 or a 7 or a 6. It's very common, but if it is possible, if there is a provision, avoid the first number of your mobile number as a 8 or a 7. So it should be much better if you can avoid a number sequence, mobile number sequence, which is beginning with a 8 or 7. So the only exception is if this is what your birth number is, if this is what your moolank is. Like for example, if you're born on 8th of any month, you're born on 17th of any month, you're born on 16th of any month, then somehow 8 or 7 will become auspicious for you. If you're born on 16th of any month, that means your birth date is 1 plus 6, 7. It carries the energy of the 7. Then you might get a pass, but generally it will be much recommended if you can avoid taking a mobile number which starts with either 8 or 7. So yes guys, and generally there's one more added principle which generally gets recommended while deciding the right vibration of mobile number for you, is that recommended rule for the first 5 numbers in your mobile number. If you live in a country where the mobile numbers constitutes of the 10 digit, so fix the first number. If you have already followed the same principle, that the first number is either 9, 8, 7 or 6, and balance the rest of the 4 numbers as their sum should come as 9. So for example, if you will look at this example, like over here guys, even if your first number is starting with 8 or 7, it's fine. If this is what your birth date vibration is, your moolank is, then it's fine. So but important is that even after the first digit in your mobile number, rest of the 4. So in this example, the first 5 digits of this mobile number is 98703. So even if we will forget the 9, and we have to just pay attention to the rest of the 4 numbers, 8 plus 7 plus 0 plus 3, that will give us 18. 1 plus 8 is 9 again. So that means if in the first 5 numbers, leaving aside the first number, the rest of the 4, balance the rest of the 4, if the sum total is coming as 9, it is considered as good. And guys, the last and the final summary slide is, see, some like some sort of thumb rule which you have to remember always is 1, 3, 5, 6 are considered as lucky. Either you could have a repetition of these numbers, like for example, this is the thumb rule, like this could be 111, 333, 555, 666, or sum total of your complete mobile number. Sum total of complete mobile number is coming as 1356, it is considered as good. You're on a safer end. But for someone to carry the sequence or pattern of 444, 888, your complete mobile number finishing on a 4 or a 8, over there you have to get it properly scrutinized. But 1356 is generally considered as a safe bet. And the last point is avoid 248 as a possible digit in the mobile number, or if it is not possible, at least the sum total of the complete mobile number should not come as 2, 4 or 8. So yes guys, this was just a basic overview regarding the principles which are used in the mobile numerology. In this like special dedicated video to my members, we got to know a little bit about the difference between the Chaldean and the Pythagorean. We got to know a little bit about the Lushu grid, and we also got to know that in the mobile numerology which number vibration is considered as good, how you can see and use number 0, and how to make out between whether to use country code or not, or like when we talk about anti numbers, friendly numbers, how to use them. We got to know a little bit about it. And yes guys, I will definitely be bringing more content on the mobile numerology as well, and in the next video we will try to look at it with certain reference case studies as well. So once again, thanks a lot for being a subscribed member to my community, and you guys rock. That's all what I can say. Thanks a lot.